Welcome back to the Patriots Wrap, joined now by our expert, Andy Gresh. 27-10 Patriots over Redskins. Is it tempered, though, because of the injuries with Dion Lewis and Sebastian Vollmer?
Yeah, I think a little bit. More of the Dion Lewis injury, I think, than Seb Vollmer, because, look, you had the Stork jumped in and played pretty well at right tackle today. And it's obvious they've been planning break glass in case of emergency. What are we going to do if we end up losing Vollmer? So we saw how they handled it today. I think it's a week-to-week situation. The thing with Dion Lewis, now, that's much bigger, Yianni. If he's going to be down for a couple of weeks, then it puts guys who haven't really stepped up yet into that role of being that third down back. So I'm not as worried about Vollmer. I'm definitely worried about Lewis.
Now, Bill Belichick after the game talked about guys stepping up in new and different roles. You saw Brandon Bolden, who hadn't touched the ball since week 2, catch a touchdown pass. At one point, Stork was playing tackle. The O-line is just a jumbled mess. The Patriots prepared to weather storms because Belichick makes everyone so versatile?
Yeah, I think the versatility matters, and I also think it's really what they preach, which is everybody be ready to chip in on every play to do something. And with Brian Stork, if you can play center, you can play any other spot on the offensive line as long as you have the size and that athleticism to do so. I don't think he's a great tackle long term, but I do think he's a guy who can play inside. And the bottom line is preparation is key with this team. They don't get caught off sides very often. They made some penalties and some mistakes early in this one. The first quarter and really the first half was pretty sloppy for the Patriots with the turnovers and the penalties and the mistakes. But we see their ability to remain calm, grind it out and go on long drives and just really bleed people slowly. That's what they did to the Redskins today.
Yeah, first half a little sloppy. You saw Tom Brady's first true interception of the year, the one against the Colts. With
Tell me that wasn't shocking. Like
where was he going?
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he threw an interception like that. It was totally on him.
But he made the tackle.
What kind?
Kind of.
He sort of flopped in the way.
Is this Brady's, C game that we've been waiting for, and it's good that it came in a 27-10 win?
Kind of. I mean, I can understand why people would think that way, but look, he's Tom Brady. I mean, 26 of 39 for a tick under 300 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. That's not a bad day at the office. We're really comparing him to someone who most of the time is superhuman. So he looked a little mortal today. And, at one point, I was like driving around. I'm like, oh my God. They're at halftime. They've turned it over twice. They're still up 17-0. You know what it felt like? A preseason game. It really did. In the first quarter, it was more like ho-hum. They're going to win. You just knew it.
I tweeted out onto the Giants, I think 5 minutes into the game. It was just inevitable that they were going to win. The defense continues to bend, not break. They make turnovers. Logan Ryan, I saw a stat, tied for second in the NFL in interceptions since 2013. Where do you put the defense halfway through this season?
Yeah, I mean, they're still evolving, and I know the numbers look great, and they're great in terms of yards against the rush and yards against the rush per carry and all that kind of stuff. Look, they're still coming along. I think you still don't have the full complement of guys. And if you were to pick, here's the best 15 defensive players, these are the guys that I want to get out there, I don't think they have that full 15 right now. So luckily they're playing teams like the Redskins who kind of can't get out of their own way. And eventually, whether it's Denver, whether you run into a Cincinnati in the playoffs, you're going to go against better offenses that will test you. And as long as they have their full complement of players, I think they can match up against anybody.
All right, good stuff, Gresh. In our first session, we'll be back to talk about Peyton Manning blowing it in his old hometown and look ahead to Pat's New York Giants, a rematch of Super Bowls past. Much more from the Patriots Wrap coming up right after this. All right, coming into the week, it was the Patriots, Cincinnati Bengals, and Denver Broncos all tied and undefeated atop the rankings. Denver lost to the Colts. Peyton Manning a couple of yards shy of the record. Throws a pick, loses the game. It was just quintessential Peyton. Well, how big is that loss for the Patriots' #1 seed?
Massive, massive. Now, remember, the head-to-head is still going to be the one that will ultimately be the tiebreaker and decide if there is any deciding to be done between those two teams. So for the Patriots, it means it would give them, honestly, a chance to have a mulligan along the way.
Sure.
If they beat Denver and they have a misstep, they're still okay for the #1 overall seed. They don't match up against Cincinnati, so you don't know there. They're not going to be able to control that situation. But this is massive for New England. It gives them a chance at a mulligan.
Yeah, absolutely. Patriots at the Meadowlands this coming Sunday against the Giants. We know Tom Coughlin always gets his guys ready to go against the Patriots. They're the most probably Jekyll and Hyde team going. They won today. What do you make of that matchup? Yeah,
it's tough to know which team you're going to get, quite honestly, because defensively they can They can zone blitz you. They can play up man when they've got their corners. I know Prince Mukamara has been hurt. They get great play from DRC on the outside. They can match up against you. I don't think they're like a lot of teams. They don't have a matchup for Gronkowski. And look, the Patriots are really multiple. I would expect them to spread the Giants out, force them to play in space, have to put in guys in the secondary and linebacker that they really don't want in the game, and then you just run right at their defensive line. I don't think their defensive line is that great. There are going to be spots you can attack.
All right, since we're halfway through the season and the Patriots are 8-0 and you don't like the undefeated question, I'm going to rephrase it for you.
Oh, here we go.
What is the percent chance right now they go undefeated?
0.0.
Really?
Yes, they're going to have a misstep along the way. This is going to happen. Just because they don't have anybody big on the schedule doesn't mean they're not going to get beat. Look at today. Today could have been a disaster if you played someone that had a pulse. I mean, even Miami might have been able to give you a little more trouble. You go up 7-0, you get that onside kick, then you fumble the ball, then you come back and throw an interception. You get some points coming back the other way. It's at least a game in the third quarter, not, okay, well, the starters are in too long in a preseason game, which to me is what it felt like. So it's going to happen. They're going to have their bad day. Someone's going to be able to capitalize on it. Look, they're human. They're not robots. This isn't a knock on them about not being able to go undefeated. It's just the facts of the National Football League.
All right, and I love Bill Belichick's onside kick today. That was great.
That was good, and there was a part of me that wondered if it was like a hot call, as in if guys aren't paying attention.
Yeah.
The guy for the Redskins was there. He could have recovered the football very easily. He just didn't execute. So, to me, that was putting pressure on a team, and they're going out there and having a yellow streak go down their pants.
All right, Gresh, thanks a lot, and appreciate the pink shirt tonight.
I know, dude.